Hello friends, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe it so that you will get the latest notifications. And today we will be discussing about the syntax of Python. In the class first, we have covered Python introduction. So if you have not watched my previous video, please watch it. So let us see what is Python syntax. So before going into detail about Python syntax, I want to clear one thing. Whenever you create any Python file, you have to save it with .py extension. This extension indicates that file is a Python file. So let us discuss what is Python indentation. In the previous video, I have already told you, while in the case of other programming languages, we use brackets or parentheses for defining the block of code. But in this programming language, we use the indentation. So indentation will improve the readability of the code in the Python. Indentation refers to the spaces at the beginning of code line. So before beginning of any code line, we leave some space. That space is known as indentation. Where in other programming languages, indentation in the code is for readability only. The indentation in the Python is very important. Python uses the indentation to indicate a block of code. So let us see one example. So if you see this one, if 5 is greater than 2 colon, after that in the next line it leaves some space, and after that we have written that print 5 is greater than 2. So this is the right program. This will give you an error if you skip the indentation. So if you skip the indentation here, then it will give you an error. So this one will give you a syntax error. Why it is giving you syntax error? Because you are not leaving any space after print. So if 5 is greater than 2 colon, in the next line print 5 is greater than 2, but you have not leave any space before print. So this will give you syntax error. Number of spaces is up to you as a programmer, but it has to be at least one. So here you can see another example. If 5 is greater than 2 colon, in the next line after leaving some space, 5 is greater than 2. After that in the next line, if 5 is greater than 2 colon, so this will be wrong. You have to use the same number of the spaces in the same block of code, otherwise Python will give you an error. So this will give you a syntax error. If 5 is greater than 2 colon, print 5 is greater than 2, and after that it leave this space, this much space, and 5 is greater than 2. So this will give the errors. So here you see, if 5 is greater than 2, after that it leaves some space and it write here the print 5 is greater than 2. After that in the next line it leaves no space, and from that point it is written that 5 is greater than 2. So this will leave an error. You have to use the same number of the spaces in the same block of code, and Python will give you an error. So this will be the syntax error. Next, what is Python variables? In Python, variables are created when you assign a value to it. So variables can be x, y, a, b. So whenever you assign some value to it, suppose I am assigning x 10. So this become variable. This x will become variable because I am assigning some value to it. Next, you can see y equals to hello world. It is again showing that in y I am assigning value hello world. So this will become variable. Python has no command for declaring any variable. So you just need to define the variable. You just need to define the variable. So no need to declare any variable that it belongs to which type, int, char, float, string. Okay. And next one is comments. Python has commenting capability for the purpose of in-code documentation. Python comments start with hash, and Python will render the rest of the line as a comment. Comments in the Python, here you can see hash, this is a comment. So after hash you can write anything. This will just improve the readability. this will not be executed. Print hello world, so just only print hello world will be executed. This will remain as it is. Thank you friends. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel, and if you have any query you can ask in comment section. Thank you friends.